Okay. Welcome. Hello. I have a creaky door. That's pretty loud there. I need to freak out and then boop and then over here. Let you guys know. Hey, guess what? Maybe YouTube will say I'm also live too. They'll give me an email. Okay, so I need to have that off. I need that. Okay. I think we're good. I would still say it's waiting, but it's going. It's delivering it, so I guess we're good. Okay. Yeah. So how we doing? It's weird. I expected someone to be in here or be able to chat me. There we go. Okay. Thanks, you need to be making sure that everything's working, so I need someone to let me know. Otherwise, I might have thought that the other option was that I might have set it to kids mode and then like no comments would have been sent, and then it might not have actually went through, or it probably wouldn't even tell me if I probably set this to kid mode. Then it probably won't tell me that comments are off. It'll just pretend that it is and then not actually do anything. So glad that that's all going. Hi Cookie. How's that? Wouldn't make it today. Sorry guys. Is there some kind of holiday that I missed this week, or people just being really busy? Because I'm kind of been busy with my own, just trying to be busy with my own kind of projects and work that I'm not quite, out socializing or anything else. So it's mostly just focusing on that instead. So is there anything that I'm missing? I'm not sure. Let's see. It's not as frequently. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had another guy like I'm trying to reach. Of course, he's a friend, but it's like he seems to be more like just like busy to a point of like not able to like send some things, and it's like been really annoying with that. My day's been great. I've been woke up. It's always a good sign to do that. I worked for about an hour and a half for Fall of Celestia, so that's been it's getting there. I feel like I had to take like a week break. That's how long I can really take to be able to afford. That's as long as I can afford to take a break off, is like 3 or 4 days. Then I get back right onto it. Hi guys. Hi Mandy and Governor. How you doing? Yeah, so I just worked on mostly the some kind of cleanup work for the Fall of Celestia, which basically just like basic, like we didn't really have any like elemental magic. Like there's a point when one character shoots a magic beam and we had to draw all that. So there's a lot of little elements that kind of stack up on top of each other. And then we heard from the director, Josh Scorcher, that it's like, whoops, that one character's magic. I would like it to be a completely different color. Just let you know. And it's like we did like 20 or 30 shots with that color already, so it's like we gotta recolor a whole bunch of them, and it's just been a lot of work trying to do that, as well as make new ones and trying to make a lot of stuff like that. So we're not even just like animating the characters at this point. We're just trying to make sure that all of that stuff kind of works. That kind of has to be made in Flash. We can't really have anyone afterward in post-production really do that, because it has to be like layered in between. It's just easier. I feel like I'm more like a traditional of just like, if it can be visually, if you can draw it out and just draw it, on paper essentially, then just do it. Like I don't need to, like if there's a kaleidoscope effect or something, like things are moving around, then sure, I guess. But if you can draw what's in this kaleidoscope, maybe of like what it is, then you can do it in After Effects and stuff like that. But like with those kind of easy stuff like this, where it's like something that would be possible to just draw and animate, then we'll just do that. So, but anyway, let's see how I'm doing. Let's go back into this though. This is part 2. So last Tuesday, we worked on trying to figure out what kind of lines to draw. So this was our first draft for the first story. So I'm gonna get rid of all the layers that I don't need anymore. So I'm leaving with these, where it's not important. Script is sort of important, just so you guys know what's going on. So we're gonna have Derpy, basically just delivering levers, delivering letters, yeah, mailboxes, and then we had the joke of maybe it's more of a Paperboy for the NES, kind of a isometric down angle. So it'll be like a loop of like these houses will go up into the distance, and Derpy will draw letters, but it'd be like bad things happening each time she tried to draw it. So, and then we can try to figure out, or maybe like try to figure out what layers I have these on, and then we can probably think of like some kind of gags. We could probably get the storyboard and probably some layout, and maybe at the very end we could probably put in some characters, but I doubt that we'll get to that point, because I want to make sure that we have enough time to flesh out the whole storyboard. So I want to make these onto better layers, yeah, because I got more details than I thought. So okay, how are we doing now? So get these houses a little bigger and maybe a little better in scale, maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay. So once we get like one frame, then we can basically just reuse it, because it's going to be a loop of it basically looking exactly the same as this. So we're just trying to make sure that this all looks good. Not that we need too many sidewalks, but it might be useful to just get some perspective lines, be able to see what's going on here. Okay. Oh, the other thing. That's what I was trying to think of topic starters and stuff. How to go with this. We got Rewind. We got YouTube Rewind. You want to talk about that? Who's seen it? It came out in like 5 hours ago. So if you haven't seen it, that makes sense. Unless you haven't been under a rock somehow. Let me guys know who's seen it or not, so we can go for that. There's not really spoilers for it. Just like levels of disappointment instead. Is basically what that was. Boop. Yeah, I'm not. I just figured out. Did you guys like it or not? I'm not sure. Improvement, but boring. I agree. Yeah, that it wasn't quite. I feel like they wanted to just play it as safe as they could, obviously, because they still want it. If they could, they probably would make something that's pretty much the exact same as 2018 version, but that they might have saw like the the outcry from everyone else, that and the actual on the thing itself, that it had the video itself had the all the dislikes, so they saw those. So yeah, and I understand like all the memes of it just being like a Watch Mojo kind of video, where it's like, yeah, I was thinking about that. That's just like number 10, and it's like, this is this video. And be like, this is the video that got 1 billion likes, and it's like, cool. So you know, it's like, yeah, okay, great. That video got 100 likes. That one got 200. All right. You know, it's like, it didn't really go anywhere. It just kind of just stopped at the end of it and go, oh, okay, that's as much as they were gonna really put into that forever, which is commendable that they don't want to get too far into it and like double down on everything, I guess. But at the same time, it just seems like they played it too safe just to make it, you know, at the beginning thing was like, well, we'll just make it, you know, appeal to people who like videos, you know. It's like, let's use our analytics to make an engaging highlight reel. Yeah. Sorry about that, kitty. Hopefully you guys are able to watch like my VODs afterward. Yeah. I was surprised that there was one animation video. So that was nice. Nice little surprise with that, going, whoa. It's like you can't really, because it's all like analytical of like, here is, you know, statistically the best videos based on these metrics. They can't really say that, well, I guess they could do with the, you know, they can choose the kind of categories to kind of look into it more than not of like, you know, this is the best dance video. It's like let's do, you know, different demographics of like international people and different gaming things and stuff like that. So they can, in a way, kind of what's it called when it's like you kind of just choose what you want, kind of a deal where it's like, yeah, they don't really want to showcase. They want to like cherry pick. They want to like cherry pick and say like, let's talk about fashion. Let's talk about dance. You know, the kind of stuff like that is like super general audience stuff. Like anyone can get into dance. You know, it's like, okay, it's not like, you know, what's the best monster truck, you know, video of YouTube from 2019. It's like you won't see that. Especially like, you know, niches like we talked about like last time in Torso Talk, where it was like, let's talk about this weird online game that people are making, you know, these YouTube videos, and this guy in his basement talking about Legos, and it's like that's kind of stuff you kind of just fall into and go, oh, I like this guy, but this Lego guy is not gonna make a billion, you know, likes, so we won't really have to showcase him. So whoops, you know. Like stuff like that. It's like by doing it that way, that means I can't exactly show off everything. I'm getting severe rumble. Okay. What about this reason we run? I'm not general audience enough. I mean, what would you say? Like I didn't really do. Exactly. Those monster trucks are, you know, I don't watch any of it, but it was just like the most weirdest thing I can think of right now. Yeah, if I was in, I don't know what I would do. Like, you know, in the 2018 one, they had like the Odd Ones Out, or one of them had like their cartoon avatar being combined with live actors. So it was like something like that was kind of cute. But he was the only really one who did that with live actors. The other animators were like cartoons. So it was like, okay. So it just they just want to make it, you know, friendly and international, and say like, yeah, like it's like a portfolio of like, this is what YouTube has done this year, more than here's actually the real content makers that are are like mid-tier or mid-high tier, but are just trying to survive, and they don't really get as much recognition as probably they could, you know, because they're not what they talk about or what they are is like too underground or niche or something. Like there's tons of people that are only like 100,000 subs, or like more or less. There's actually like thousands of like million subscriber channels that I've never heard of, and it's like, how do you have like 10 million subscribers and I've never heard or seen anything of you? It's like, how does that even work? You know, it's like, how is this platform like that big where I can like skirt by and never seen a video or a channel that has 10 million or more subscribers to it? It's like, what's going on where that's not happening? So I feel like that sort of kind of worked into, but then it's just like, if everyone does know about it, then it's kind of boring. Of like, oh, well, your PewDiePie and all those are at the top, or like T-Series is like, yeah, you're gonna know about them. So it's like, what's the point? It's just like an award show, more of a thing of like, hey, you got a big number, way to go at the end of it. So it doesn't really amount to as much, you know. It's just kind of just way to go. more than like. I did kind of respect it that they also kind of made it more as a separate thing. I don't know what I'm going to. I want to lead into that they didn't make the same mistakes as having the little skits from 18 as well, where it was more like, let's just, you know, show the videos from, show clips from their videos instead of having them come out and then crossover kind of thing, which I feel like wasn't really needed as much. I feel like they could have had like the same kind of, they could have like combined it where they could have had the top 10, but then the clips could have been the creators, and then they do some kind of dance or something, and then something to make them involved and like have them do something dumb while it's still being like respecting that these are the top people essentially. I feel like that could have worked maybe more so than just showing really rapidly. Like I had to watch it like twice to be able to like really see what was going on. Like the music beat was like too quick, where it's like you look at the picture and then it has this huge blob of text at the bottom, and so like by the time you're like number 9, this huge lame name, they're not lame, and then their claim to fame, whoops, we're already on 3 people later, and it's like it's like okay. So I got to like, you know, just like the first time I got to like go halfway and then go, just got to look at the pictures, I guess, and figure that out. And then next time, like, try to look at the names. So I was like, that didn't quite work out, where it's like, at least for me, that's like, it was way too quick, or like their names were like either too big or distracting. And it's like, I can't really read them all. At that pace was too quick. So, yeah. Draw her. Yeah, she's gonna be drawing the letter. We have to choose like different gags, so maybe this one. So she'll be flying and then she'll draw a letter. What would this one be? This will be traveling, and then she'll be doing another letter, but it does something else, I think. As I start thinking of different gags, we want to, guys, think of some funny things to happen. I think we had like hitting a pony, and then one of them was hitting the window. If there's anything else you would think that'd be funny for this, because I'm actually gonna be at a little loss right here for you guys. I haven't heard most of the channels. Yeah, it actually inspired me to like look up one of them. I looked at Magnet World, and I watched one video, and it was pretty satisfying with the magnets, so that was fun. It's like, all right, you know, that's what the whole point of it was. That's, you know, that we got the that got me to like look into these different people. You can say like, oh yeah, they make this, and I had no idea. It's a very big place. It's a giant ecosystem. Like thousands of hours are being pumped out each second. Trying to make sure that my latency is okay. I said it's a low latency, but I feel like the comments seem to be a little bit slower. Or not. That's okay. Otherwise, okay. So let's be normal, and then she'll draw it, and maybe it'll excuse me. Maybe this one will just be like on the floor, maybe like on a mat or something. Trying to think. Kind of evolving, guys, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Turn off phone. Okay, and then you can travel again, and then we'll hit Hit the door. I'm just coming up with stuff. I'm I'm not quite. I'm so tired and like trying to think of 10 things at once, so I'm not sure. I can't. Problem is I can't actually focus on what I'm doing now. So, excuse me for that. All my brain is being used for not drawing this. So, let's see. Okay. Yeah. I'm getting so used to like having you guys just be able to constantly chat, so now I'm seeing like what it's like that I'm alone. It's reminding me that I'm alone in this house. So that's totally fine. It's just it's more eye-opening than anything. So, okay. I feel like this would be like if I have to like properly practice. If I do have to make my channel be kid safe, then that'll apply to my whole channel, which means that I probably will have to restart on Picarto or Twitch or something else I'll have to think of later. But those are my big two ones that I'm thinking about. So I'll have to think of what to do for those, because I'll have to. If there's no people involved and I want to talk or so, then I'll have to. See, again, I'm not thinking about what I'm drawing because I have nothing to think about. And then hit the door, I guess, and then travel, and then having trouble what's funny. Sorry to think on the spot now. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is the slow point where it's like it's either trying to like apply it too much or like it's too hard. Okay. I'm trying to make the best of it, but it's like, yeah, I'm not quite in the best headspace right now. Because the prompt was like very like it wasn't really supposed to have much of what we're doing, so it's like that's not enough to really go off of. So I guess I'll do the hit pony one and then see where we go for that, and try to make a storyboard out of it, and then we can rearrange it and choose things. Otherwise, this will be. I wanted to do like maybe like 2 or 3, or maybe like 3 or 4, maybe different little things, so that the loop won't feel too loopy or too static, you know. I like having these little projects be more ambitious or so. Look at the game for reference. I can remember a couple things. I don't know if I want to include a Grim Reaper, or because a lot of them, like the problem, a bunch of the hazards that I think of is that they're all like on the floor or they get you. So if she's flying, then they won't really affect her. You know, I might just look up and find out. Here we go. Look at Paperboy sprites and then see like the see what kind of enemies there are or something. Let's see. It's not too many. They're all like either the Paperboy or the house. Okay, so there's, I guess, a thug. There's not too many pictures of it. Enemies? And, enemies. Hey, Ellie. Allie? I don't know how to say it. Let's see. I married a Green Reaper. I don't know why that was a thing. Oh, the jump rope girl. That's hard with the horses. Fences. Yeah, a lot of these are like on the ground born kind of a thing, so they don't really to work out when she can fly. Like if she can fly over a pothole, then it's like, is that funny? Kind of stuff. So yeah, like a lawnmower. It's like, yeah, you can jump over that. Seems like there's more real estate for the houses. Like those are more developed. Yeah, like if a car is backing out of a parking way, it's like, okay. Yeah, I'm not really finding too much out of that. Okay, that was a good thing to look at though. So now I can think of some that was more suburban stuff, so I have to like either translate that to a pony kind of a stuff or come up with pony stuff first and then see if it sort of matches up. So, or at least I could just try to figure out like how to get this going. So maybe 10 or so, and then so, boop. Let's kind of work with what we got here, and then maybe later we can figure out different things. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. And then that's the same, so let's get rid of that. Okay. Boop, boop. Let's be. Yeah, sorry. I'm also fairly tired as well from working on something else. Hey. Hey, someone sent me a file. Thank you. I'm so used to just working on my own, just like quietly, so I'm not quite in that space to. My personality is a very louder YouTuber-y. Bird nearly hits her. Thanks for the input. Thank you. So that'll be. She'll draw it. So maybe like even like here. Is that funny though? I'm always thinking about that. It's like. Okay. Like a single pixel here. Okay. I should want that one there, but not that one. Haha. Okay. Oof. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not super loud in my own way either, so I'm not quite with heaters on. Sorry if that is really awkward. I'm trying not to be, but it's like it sort of just happens. So, like the only time I'm able to just like calm down of like the stream is actually working this time, so it's like there's not much to really be too much upset about as much either. So, sort of stuff I can do, so I'll work on that. It's not really a challenge or like a short form thing either, so it's just kind of like just getting some things down. Okay. So then we want somehow a, where should a bird? Bird needs to, who's it flying? Maybe we can, oh that's, okay. We can have, that's right, we can have things going across. Maybe like, it could be, whoop, kind of a trajectory for that, and then we say I like a bird. Whoop, whoop. Okay, that's a big bird. Okay, so we got ladder, ladder, travel, ladder, letter, travel, bird. And then get more travel. See that bird. Whoa, and then that could be maybe the end. Just we can do that, and then boop, boop, boop. So that's what we got so far, and then it loops back to the beginning. So how's that look? So like I guess on the maybe we could change this to be the window. Let's see. So we'll change this, and then maybe there's like a window that's open somehow, and then it can go inside. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to be passive aggressive, but like trying to, you know, be as I'm only as loud as you guys are, so I wanna preface that a little bit. Okay. That's right, we need to hit the pony one. So on the mat, hit the window, maybe here we can add horse. That would be looking the other way. And then should throw the letter at the unsuspecting. Boop, boop. So I need to take this and put it here. Boop, boop. So here we need travel. Boop, boop, boop. That's too much. Oh, no there. Boop. Okay, so now I got 4 things. That's fun. Whatever this will be, it'll be like the one right one, where it's like you put the mail on the doormat instead of in the box. Like maybe it's like super close to it, or maybe the mailbox is like closer or something. We'll figure it out. And then hit a horse, hit a window, and then bird travels by. The fun part is that we can keep going with different ideas, and then we can say like, oh, that one's either too tough or too many, or we'll choose different ones. So otherwise I can start making other things. So I can make more layers in here. Get this going with some layout, I suppose. This be ground, and then maybe it would be a little bit lower. So things can be on top or not. Maybe a little bit lower, so I can have this other house on top. So other house on top. Maybe something else that comes, like the bird, and then something extra, so I can make sure, and then a couple more. So okay, this be. But I don't know what it's gonna be. I kind of just change it to be whatever. Problem is that I can't do. Oh. Okay, good. We're getting there. 4 seconds is pretty good, unless we change it to be a little bit faster. The only sort of thing is that we want to make sure that the the wing, I kind of have her kind of go up and down, but maybe we can have that be a nested symbol or somehow, where we can have her just stay still but flap her wings, and then create that whole animation and put that inside of its symbol, and then have a looping up and down motion, and then put that on the stage as another big symbol. So that all makes sense. Hopefully once we get there, but the rest of it will be up to however I figure out and make these houses. Might as well have like, it'll be easiest to have like one version of the house, but I think maybe two might be tricky. I'm not sure, especially to make it loop and have the right amount. Maybe we can like separate it, have different. No, we can, because yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 things, and then we just have to make sure that the thing that comes, the house that's like here, has to be when it gets to like here, then the house needs to start zooming in, which will just be the replica of this one. So that's the only thing we have to really worry about is that, and then everything in the middle can actually be different. That's right, because that makes sense with the middle of a loop could be different. Okay. Loopy background is good. Derpy stays into no. Exactly. That's what that says. So yeah, we can kind of tell with that, but the background doesn't really move. So stars is not here. You can kind of find his quote, what he said. Oh, it's his brother's birthday, and they're going out to eat. That's right. So they'll be out. Okay. I can start trying to lay out different things, and no, that was pretty slow at the beginning. Just waiting for some input, but I can go here and then steal Derpy from my Christmas video that I'm working on. Hopefully I'll have a way to show you guys what I'm working on with that. Yeah, put it on Patreon or something as a reward or something. Okay, and we got that. We can put all of this into a folder called sketch, making sketch. I don't know. It's basically all the boards in the script can be put inside of a folder, and I can close it if I don't want to look at 4 layers of this at the same time. I can put them in a folder. So okay. So I just don't want to look at everything. There we go. So now we got a horse, and that's as much as we really got, really. So okay. I can move this over. I can't. It's locked. I can move this over here. Over here. Over here. Okay. Yeah, so the real sort of scary thing is that we have to just make sure that the house, you know, when it loops has to be the same, which should actually be fairly easy. But the only thing that's going to be slightly almost half hard is going to be the timing of the houses moving, because I won't know, to make it consistent, I don't know how fast the motions of, like, if Derpy needs to do something longer at one house for whatever reason, and the house goes too fast, then that's going to be bad. So I need to space things out, make sure that everything's good with that before or after animating it. I guess if I need to slow it down, then I can slow it down afterward. So okay. So I need to go back in here, find a library, and then go props, and then I have all these wonderful spoilers. Fun. So some of them can't really see. I have like different houses here, so we can have this house. Let's go back to this one, and then go here. Let's find this house. So we'll just drag in all these different props that I've already made, and then I can use these as a reference and see like which of these I'll need. It's kind of how I sort of work, where I just kind of just find the original stuff that I made. I think I would have had more houses, but I think must not have called it that. These are different houses. That's house 2, house cottage. Okay. We can go back out. So there's a mailbox. There's a house. There's the mail, or the house next to the mail house. So we can kind of see like we can just change the perspective and it'll pretty much work. Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe I should get rid of the snow here. Secret layers. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty snowy there. This should be animated. Yeah, cool. I don't even remember making this. Womp. I guess these other frames are, I'm not sure. But basically we just need to keep that as a single frame. So, okay. Let's get rid of these off. So we can really see that. Let's try to find the scale. It's probably going to be one of the more important things. So once we basically figure out like all of this kind of layout stuff, then we can work out the story as well, ironically. Let's flip that house. Yeah, some of these are not exactly made to be, they're like super in perspective, but I think we can just change like some kind of line or something. Especially change this flat line into basically adding this kind of perspective onto it. Should make it look a little better. Hello, dark artist. Let's see. Like this one doesn't really have any features, like a door. Maybe the door's on the other side. I feel like we can add something to that. Let's see. So this one is pretty the most house-like. Let's probably use this one, probably good. We can start this with this one as a base because it has most of everything. But as soon as it kind of goes up, then it'll need a back as well. So, so we just kind of just do that. Does that work? No. Of course not. Silly. Deleted my line. Okay. So that should be more in perspective. And then we could just try the rest of these house backs, I guess. So it'll be a little bit longer. Ironically, I didn't have to draw the rest of these houses for the actual cartoon that I'm doing. Let's be straight. Okay. And then we can add the window if we want. Ooh, okay. So we'll just have to make this. I like kind of like drawing in perspective, like this kind of. Drawing these little squares is fun. Where it's like, oh, I can kind of just mess around and then play around to see like where perspective looks the best in a way. Okay. And then steal the colors from the other side. Problem is that I think there's like rulers or snap to points tools, which doesn't really want to play nice always. So it's like always trying to fight it because it's try to like find these weird I guess, in space points, but they're not as easy to just move around and go, oh, I want to put it around here. And be like, nope. Can't let you do that. Okay. Okay. That should be fairly good in perspective, and then we can put the walls on a mailbox. And the houses should be, I guess, fairly big. Seeing you want to be able to live inside them, so we'll have to put that there. So might only be able to put like maybe like 1.5 houses, like in perspective here. So you see that my sketches kind of had a more of a this down angle, so we can probably put that too. So let's put that there and then see if I can mess with it a little bit more. Because like this one works pretty well, but it needs to not that. And this needs to be up more. See what I mean? They're not quite. Yeah. When I was drawing, it wasn't quite picking out where the best points are, or where I wanted to draw them. It was just like, we'll align them to this imaginary grid, which won't really, you know, be where you really want it. So, fun part is when I get like these kind of bases, and all I have to do is like recolor it a little bit, and it'll be pretty different. So let's make Derpy a little bigger. So okay, so we already got pretty much a lot of ground already. We just don't have a ground yet. Let's find Christmas. Do I have a ground? Of ground full screen, yeah. Let's bring that in. Okay, so that needs to be not on that layer. And this needs to be higher up. And boop, now we got ground. Alright. Found this kind of should be basic kind of style, is that a lot of this really doesn't need much texture or like much more than just a simple bash of colors and go, yep. I believe what you're saying. There would also be fine, but I think it might be more beneficial to have her on the ground for now, so I can blend things out a little bit easier. So as we got so far, we'll have like a house somehow over here. You could use this one. Something like that. Just to show that it's something like that where it goes whoosh. And then replace with another one. Let's make that a little bigger. Okay. So I learned from the Paperboy was that the sidewalk can it's not much as much house real estate as much as street and parking garage real estate. Okay. So we can basically just like either just keep modifying this one or like making this one perfect and then modifying other ones afterward. So the perspective is saying that this is not right. I feel like I failed my like art class. Like in my first like real like class in college was like I was outclassed very significantly. So I feel really bad. Yeah, I don't know how I really like passed through it or like was able to continue. Whereas like it just didn't really when you know this is basically just how I draw. It's like this is a chimney. So let's see. So we got this other house. Probably play with that too, but I think for now we'll just get rid of it. Can't tell there's just not a smudge. Okay. Oof. Okay. So we got going. We're good now. Guess I just got into drawing things now. We might have to make some kind of text or just have it be on top. We can figure it out later. So we can have maybe the houses be in one layer. That'll be the easiest. Keep them consistent, because if they're like on different layers, that means I have to like tween them and make sure that they move all together at the same time. So maybe just have all the house decals here, which will also include maybe the mailbox, but the mailbox has to be... Ugh. Okay, so the mailbox will have to be animated. But what if I have two houses? Let's play this. So I have two houses, and then wish I had two houses. So we'll have to figure out some kind of line here. So we'll go with the perspective of the house, and then play with this. So this even lines up with the maybe I didn't make it a line. Maybe this isn't a straight line. And I'm just trying to make this. Yeah, this isn't. Okay, we'll go with this perspective line. Snap to points is annoying. Okay, so get that line out, and then now we have this line, and then we could put this down here or something, and then these will go up. Let's put that on top. Let's say it's a line. P perspective line. Okay. So let's keep that going, and then we'll make these house is, and then we can go inside, have these be different layers. Either I make the animation inside of here, where I just tween this to be where the other one was, and then make sure that these pretty much perfect there. So this tells me that I need to have another house over here. So we'll have another house. That's copy, paste. So this one will have to be in a place that's where this house is. And then that one will be where the other one was. So if we do that, and then hide, woo, and then woo, ha, okay. Let's have that loop for the whole thing. So this house is going up. It's going off the rails, but that's what sort of happened. So our perspective line doesn't really work anymore, but that means that this and this, see that? Are the same. They're the same frame. They look the same. So now we can just adjust the timing of this, however long this will need. Spacing might be tricky because then we'll have to change a lot more. But you kind of get the idea that we can have this sort of multi-house situation where we can have two houses here, and then say houses close. Go inside here. Nope. Break them into layers. Go like that. And then we just find where we think it'll go, I guess. We can have it be pretty slowly separated enough. And then we just kind of put it where the shadow is. So like that. And then this should equal that. So when you look at it, it'll go whoosh, whoosh. And then you get two of them. And then we put the mailbox. Mailbox doesn't like being there. Why not? Where is that? That. Are they on the same layer? Ooh, they are. Okay. So we'll just put it higher up. What do you want, phone? Tell me. Aha. Okay. I'll get to that a little later. We got this. The box will have to be adjusted as well, but this is kind of what we're going for, I think, where we can have things like that. Derpy's perspective will also need to change, or it should be more in a looking down, kind of flying position. Let's see if I can. Well, I just need it to be. I don't have that. I don't have flap. I don't have flap. Where's flap? No. Derpy wing flap. I love my other characters' names. We can read those. They're orange and purple. Are my other characters in my story. Oof. Okay, so flap, flap, flap. These need to be. I'm doing two of them. I can't figure it out. Can't load two frames at once. That's easier there. Okay. So we just got a poser. The tricky thing is that everything's floating further away from the camera, so we can. Things be kind of squanch. So I'll just kind of have her looking ahead. Other wing needs to be that. It's not going. There we go. Yay, okay. This is ignore the mailbox, which is still on the same layer. What? There. Okay. So, mailbox. There we go. A little tiny screen there. Looks pretty good. Okay. So the only thing we just have to do is add more houses and adjust that. And to make the closer houses move a little faster. So what do you do with that is either to make this actually shorter. And then we can move this one a little slower. So that little bit of parallax there. Kind of see it. I can make it more drastic, but I think that should be good enough for now. Or I can make this a little tiny shorter and then make this a little tiny longer. So now the front houses are moving quicker than the ones in the back. Feels like at this kind of perspective, it kind of looks like it's at its sides. We can go inside here and then change on the element level to make it maybe so maybe like you don't see this, or like it doesn't have this. And then squash that up. There we go. Okay. Whoop. Needs to be lower. Somehow we can go inside the actual shape and then it's kind of just actually just shift the whole thing over and go, whatever. Shift it further away. Well. Derpy's timeline isn't long enough, so that's why it's freaking out. These are auto controls for the whole body, so I'll have to make that longer. Okay. Whoop. This now should be long enough for the rest of the thing. So there we go. The loop doesn't match the whole loop of this story, so it's, or at least this 4-second is not long enough to do a full loop of like the back houses. So I'll have to adjust that as well. So we'll have to do more. But this is a good start where we got obviously all of this, as well as we'll have to add a mailbox in somehow and have that go along with it, and then maybe have inside here, not that far, but we can have like the mailbox inside of this layer with, I can just change the speed of the houses moving and then put the mailbox in there, and then that should be okay. Or maybe you can have, what if we put the mailbox inside of the house shape? This will mean that every house now has a mailbox in the same place, but then if we change later the if we duplicate it somehow, we can, there we go. That's because Derpy is lower than that, whatever. Yay, okay. This probably looks pretty cool already. And then we'll just have to add the more animations and more to it. But now we can just, as a unit, now change things on a easier level. Where instead of like having to worry about like, oh well, this house, you know, is off model, or you know, it's a little too slow or something. No, it's like it's one unit, so I just need to like change things based on that instead. So if I had to do this in, I was gonna say Paint. If I had to do this like in OpenTunes, and that'd be harder. I feel Toon Boom could handle something like this, I suppose, but I feel like Flash is like the master at this kind of compartmentalize and having. If it doesn't really make sense of what I'm doing, then that's good. Because it doesn't really make sense in some sort of way, but I just kind of, I grew up with it and just said, I want to figure this out, and it's like, okay. So, being able to do stuff like this is fun, where I can take these different tools and using Flash's advantages to make these kind of fun little animations, where it's like, so how quick, once we got on into it, that it's like, oh yeah, I just add these parts that I already drew, and then just slap them together and make this kind of loop kind of thing. We can add even like more fancy stuff, like having a little parallax where it is the close house is supposed to move a little faster. We could probably adjust that a little bit. Probably add more details in the ground a little bit, or add like more details over here. But mostly that's pretty good. What we got so far. We'll have to add, obviously, the rest of the story, where Derpy will draw mail at different houses, and then we'll see where to go from there. So, pretty good stream there. Do say so myself. Yeah, if there's any kind of things that people are going to be busy with the rest of the month, I guess you don't really have to let me know, but it'd be like, oh, that's nice. It's like, oh, that's where you went. I kind of like a lot of communication, so you kind of tell it as like I was kind of leading into that a little bit too hard, I guess. Yeah, no one really took that bait. But otherwise, I think we're good here. I can start closing things and we can go into toast time. So thanks guys for watching. This was fun. Mizuki. I was able to feel the room a little bit more. Worked out pretty good. Thank you guys. Alright, see you next time. Whenever you guys will show up. Oh, that's mean. I'm sorry. Because I know you got other things to do. It's just sad because I don't really have anything on my end to really do. I don't know what's really to say. The Christmas video is progressing. I worked on it this week. Yesterday I worked on it a lot. Worked on it for several hours. I was able to get, as you saw, a lot of different background parts and a lot of different characters in. You were able to freeze frame it or something, or play the live stream back, and you were able to see some more spoilers and stuff. There shouldn't be too much unless I revealed something. There's anything that I don't think there's anything that I put in there that would be like, whoa, you did that, but it's like mostly just like, oh, you have an orange pony in there. Okay. A lot of the background stuff is kind of pretty universal. Like she doesn't go to the moon. There is a moon, but she doesn't go to the moon. Other than that, let's see. So what happens next week? Next week will be the 8 to 14. What I think the only actual things I guess I gotta do, it feels bad, but it's like, oh, I gotta watch some movies in a theater. My family got some tickets for some movies. I forgot what they were. I'll have to figure them out later. But I think I might have a movie next week. I think we set them all to be like on Tuesday to be like a couple hours to stream, so hopefully they shouldn't collide with what I'm doing. Otherwise I'll keep plugging away with everything that I'm working on, I guess, with the Christmas video and trying to get that going. It's progressing much more easily or more faster than I thought, so I think that's good. We'll have another. I'm trying to avoid more 11th hour, like, you better add some sound effects and like add the whole post-production, you know, a couple hours before I want to go live. So, or when I want to upload it. It's like trying to avoid that as much as possible now, where it's like, let's try and work a little bit sooner, or like try to make things smaller, or try not to have 2 minutes of animation. So the videos might be, I guess, in the future maybe a little bit shorter, just because I want to be spaced out more instead of trying to stress myself out. That I feel like by having these kind of 2 consistent monthly things is actually detrimental. That's like, that means that the one cycle of finishing a video, that means that the next, you know, day I'll have to start working on the next one, which is what I sort of have been doing. Whereas like as soon as one video is like uploaded, then like, yeah, the next day or so I'll have to start brainstorming for the next one, and then progressing with that. So actually I was thinking about having, you know, when I was working on the Halloween one, I was thinking of some sort of nice kind of story for Christmas. So I was like, I had something to start with, like some kind of jumping point to be able to just have like some kind of creating some sort of nebulous story, where then I can fill that in and pick things out and go, let's try this. So I feel like it won't be like too like revolutionary kind of a video, but it like, I don't want to play too safe either, where it's like I try to make, like, I know what the Halloween one was more of a can't think. More of a cinematic kind of different kind of filming style, I guess, to what I usually do. I just want to go back to like sort of basics with this one, with the Christmas one, to make it more simple. So it'll be like old times, where it's like she's gotta just deliver a letter. That's the whole plot. Where she just delivers a bunch of letters, then that's it. Nothing really earth-shattering happens. It's just kind of just happy, feel good, which I feel like I feel like that's my strength, is to have happy, feel good kind of videos. So if you guys like it, then I'm happy. We're allowed to see. Well, I guess the only other sort of news is that next week we'll have the the FCC will have. Here we go. We're going back to COPPA. The FCC will finish their open comment thing on their website. So all the people who wrote in and made a comment to FCC will know. That will close on the 9th, I think, and then I don't know what happens. I'm just speculating that they'll later just draw all the comments out and then go with what they wrote, which would imply that a lot more than just what they think of as a made for kids video would be affected. So unless they want to specify and say like, we only really meant, you know, these sort of videos, while I don't know, maybe like this one or this other one might not be would be as affected, or like is a different kind of category altogether. So yeah, I'll have to start playing on that and try to figure that out. So but otherwise I think we're pretty good here. I think I talked about everything. At least I not talk about stuff. Yeah, I think I didn't really have dinner or like a good lunch rather either. So I had breakfast and then like a Hawaiian roll from Thanksgiving. That we still had one of those, so I finished the last one of that. So that's why I'm a little bit also kind of grouchy a little bit too. I was like, I'm just hungry. So yeah, if I had lunch I probably would have been a little bit nicer to you guys. So I feel bad, so I apologize for that. I think that's about it. So we'll see where we go. Next week we'll try to figure out what to do with this story, but I'm glad that it's progressing in some form. So yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next week. All right, see ya.